We have entered the 20th month after the WHO officially announced the COVID-19 pandemic. Recently, there are some good news about the development of specific drugs. If everything goes well, the new drugs are expected to lift the fight against COVID-19 to a new level with masks, vaccines, and specific drugs to kill infected persons. Leyang, could you please tell us more about that?
On November 4th, the MHRA in the UK approved molnupiravir, which is jointly developed by MSD and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics, to be put on sale for the treatment of mild to moderate COVID-19 patients. The results of clinical trials shows that these specific drugs may reduce the risk of hospitalization and fatality by 50%. In addition, Pfizer also announced the clinical trial results of this specific drug, Paxlovid, on November 5th. The trial shows that after taking Paxlovid, the risk of hospitalization and fatality in high-risk COVID-19 patients was reduced by 89%. In the past, for patients with COVID-19, clinicians had limited treatment options. Steroid, blood thinners, and other drugs are used to treat the most critical patients, but they can only improve the survival rate by reducing the deterioration of symptoms and cannot directly fight the virus. Compared with vaccines and symptomatic drugs, people have great expectation of the two specific drugs.
Can these two specific drugs really change the current situation of pandemic?
For the test result, both drugs should be taken within 5 days after the emergence of COVID-19 infection symptoms. Dr. Zhang Lingqi, the Executive Director of the Comprehensive AIDS Research Center at Tsinghua University, believes that such oral specific drugs are convenient, but the safety and efficacy of these drugs require further study. The contents of the study include whether such drugs will induce virus mutation and stimulate the virus to produce more dangerous mutant strains. However, there is no doubt that the treatment course of molnupiravir and Paxlovid is shorter than that of injectable drugs. In addition, the use of oral specific drugs means that patients can complete treatment without hospitalization in the future. For countries and regions with limited medical resources, the generalization of specific drugs is more important.
Is there a similar specific drug in China?
In August this year, some Chinese pharmaceutical enterprises have started their specific drugs phase 3 clinical trials in some countries. If everything goes well, the COVID-19 specific drugs in China are also expected to be approved soon. In fact, China started very early in the research of COVID-19 specific drugs. According to the Chinese government, after the outbreak in early 2020, the Ministry of Science and Technology organized a research team to screen more than 70,000 compounds and finally selected more than 40 potential effective compounds. At the same time, China's research team has begun to use technology in the field of HIV research to carry out COVID-19 neutralizing antibody research. However, due to the strict epidemic prevention and control in China, the insufficient number of patients, and the dispersion of the population, the follow-up research progress of these drugs was slow.
How will specific drugs affect China's epidemic prevention and control?
COVID-19 can be a truly curable disease if the new specific drugs are developed successfully. Professor Peng Zhiyong, the director of the Department of Critical Medicine of the Zhongnan Hospital of Wuhan University, who once participated in the anti-epidemic in Wuhan in 2020, believes that if the test data of the specific drugs are accurate and effective, the epidemic problem will be solved soon. As a country with a large population and uneven distribution of medical resources, China has adhered to strict prevention and zero-tolerance policy for the past 2 years to prevent the outbreak of the epidemic. Now, such effective drugs can be taken by oral administration, make people see the possibility of loosened policy in China. This is likely to reboost the performance of China's consumer sectors in the future.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again in the next episode.